Hello everyone, and welcome back to Dizzy Tales with me, Allie. If you're new here, welcome to the Dizzy fam. We are so glad that you decided to join us today. Today is kind of a different-ish kind of video. It's going to be more mellow and vulnerable and talking about things that I felt through getting diagnosed and mental health stuff, as well as friendship and chronic illness, that sort of thing. So without further ado, let's just get into today's video. I have to be honest with you, Dizzy fam, I don't really feel like filming a video today. It's been a hard week emotionally. I've been struggling with my anxiety, especially at night, and that has been really, really tough. I've been up a lot. I've had some really bad nightmares that have resulted into I guess you would call them night terror. So basically some not really fun stuff at all. I'm very tired. I'm feeling very VME today. I have some tingling going on my scalp. My vision is kind of staticky today. I just feel so fatigued. I'm very emotional. And I have a lot of brain fog, and I feel pretty spacey, so just bear with me because it's probably gonna be an interesting video, to say the least. You know, when you have chronic illness and mental health issues, you kind of have this phrase that goes to your head, and you probably have thought of the phrase, I feel like a burden, just because of everything that you're going through and how much help you might need, and you just feel like you're just an inconvenience to the world. Well, I wanted to talk about that and how that has affected me through this whole vestibular migraine journey, as well as mental health stuff too. So I kind of want to backtrack a little bit, like kind of like what my diagnosis is and stuff like that. Obviously, I have vestibular migraine, chronic vestibular migraine, and that is a whole beast in of itself. I also have mental illness as well. I have a few anxiety disorders. I have PTSD, so post-traumatic stress disorder, GAD, so generalized anxiety disorder, social anxiety, and I have bipolar 2. So a lot. I've struggled with anxiety for most of my adult life, I would say, and what we now know as bipolar was not treated until we got a diagnosis of it in November 2019. If you don't know the difference between bipolar 1 and bipolar 2, the main difference is that in bipolar 1 you have what's called mania, which can be like rapid thoughts, doing risky things, shopping a lot, and like you're very impulsive about things. And then you also have depression. So you have what are called highs and lows. So you're like on this roller coaster all the time. So your highs are your mania, your lows are your depression. But bipolar 1 has more extreme highs than depression. Bipolar 2, on the other hand, which is what I have, you have mania, but it's called hypomania. So you have like these little highs, then you have these deep lows. So you're in the lows more than you are on the highs. So when I got diagnosed with VM and then PTSD and bipolar 2, that was a lot to really take in. It definitely made me feel like a burden because Physically, I needed help and had to depend on others. Mentally, I needed help and support. And it just really changed my perception of how I saw myself. I just felt really ashamed about it. I felt like I was weird, that specifically that my friends weren't going to like me anymore. They weren't going to want to hang out with me because here I am with all these issues, and you know, characteristically when you think of somebody who's bipolar, you think of them as like super crazy and stuff like that, and I just didn't want my friends to see me like that and see me as a different person, even though I felt different because I had a different perception on myself, and I still do. I still really struggle with that. So with feeling like I was weird and thinking that my friends weren't going to like me anymore, they weren't going to visit me and stuff like that, combined with my chronic illness, I ended up isolating myself more, and which made my mental health worse because you want to be around friends and family, and I just like created this picture in my head that like nobody wanted to be around me, nobody wanted to be my friend, nobody wanted to visit me, nobody cared about me, all of this crap that you think about when you're going through a lot. And throughout all of this, like my husband would encourage me to like reach out to my family, reach out to my friends, have me invite them, help me get out of the house, like to go to the young adult group and stuff like that, which is like a major like struggle for me to like push myself out of my comfort zone because of the perception I have on myself. And it's taken me a lot of like courage to like want to start hanging out with my friends more and invite them over, because you just like feel weird. You feel like nobody understands like what you're going through. Like VM is so weird in its nature and so unpredictable that you just don't really want to be around anyone, and you think that nobody would want to be around you because of all the weird symptoms and everything, and on top of that you feel like nobody's going to believe you too. So when I finally reached out to hang out with my friends, which has taken a lot of courage, and they've like supported me this whole way even though I've like pushed them away, it felt so good to like hang out with them. Like whether that was like having just a little bit of energy to go to a coffee shop and sit down and talk, or you know, hang out at the house and talk and stuff. Like this past weekend for 4th of July, I just really felt that one of my friends was like gonna be lonely this weekend, and I invited her to come and celebrate 4th of July with us and stay the night at our house. And I'm like so glad that I invited her, because I had the best time. I felt rejuvenated because Saturday she came and hung out with me and slept over, and then the next day I got to see my family, so it was like a double whammy. And it felt so nice because when she was there and when I was with my family, I felt so normal, even though, you know, we have all of this going on. And it made me realize that like despite the chronic illness, despite the mental health illnesses, it's important to reach out to those friends, because if you have a good group of friends, they're gonna love you no matter what. They're gonna love you through your highs and your lows, and they're gonna be there for you even when you push them away. They're still going to be there. And in the end, like, my friends didn't think I was weird, and they still loved me the same, even though they knew that things were like different with me. They didn't see me any differently. They loved me for who I am and for all of my medical weirdness and mental weirdness. Like, they know that the same alley is like there, and that sometimes we need to take it slower than we used to be like instead of being super spontaneous, now we have to plan out things, which isn't a bad thing. And they still want to hang out with me. So I guess with all of this like rambling and stuff like that, I guess if you get anything out of this, it's this: if you're feeling like you're a burden right now in the middle of everything, just know that you do have a support system out there, and that people are going to love you for who you are no matter what you're going through, and they're going to be there for you no matter how much you isolate yourself and push everybody away. And it's so easy when you have chronic illness, whether it's physical or mental, to become super isolated. And if you are feeling like that, I just encourage you to step out a little bit and reach out. You know, it doesn't have to be anything like big. Like maybe just through a text message, like talk to one of your friends and like share about what you're going through. Because I feel like that was the best thing that I did, was when I did reach out to my friends, was like, hey, I have vestibular migraine. And I sent them a bunch of stuff from Veda about my diagnosis and what even a vestibular disorder was, and like kind of described limitations and things like that. And they read them and they were super understanding. And same thing with mental health stuff as well. Like the friend group that I have is pretty amazing, even though we live far apart from each other, and you know, we have our ups and downs too. But it's just like nice to know that we've been through a lot together, that no matter where we are in life, we're always going to be there for each other. So I really hope that you guys have a support system like that, whether it's friends or your family or your significant other, like whatever it is. If you are feeling depressed and you feel like you're burdened or isolated, like I strongly encourage you to, you know, tell somebody that you're feeling that way. Don't let it get out of control. I go to therapy once a week. I have a psychiatrist that I see every month or every 2 months, depending on med changes. And I used to be really ashamed of that. And, you know, I figured there are a ton of people out in the world who go to therapy who have psychiatrists. And God created those people and gave those people the knowledge to be able to help others. So why not take advantage of it and, you know, share about what you're experiencing. I mean, that's the only way people are really going to understand, if they want to understand, is by you telling them and educating them. Well, I'm really sorry for how rambly this is, but after the week that I've had, I guess I'm pretty lucky that I even sat down and filmed this video. Just know that you're not alone. If anything, you have me and our Dizzy community, no matter how big or small it is. We're there for each other. So friends, I think this is the end of the video. I hope that you get some sunshine today and make that first step if you're feeling isolated. I challenge you to reach out to somebody. So I guess guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye everyone.